Hey, so I wanted to include this first clip because River has springs for legs. Like, he really is a bunny. He really is. But I included this because this is probably what home life might be like, where you're trying to do something and he is all about bouncing and checking in on you and what's going on. So I'm bringing out our place cut that we're going to use in a little bit, and he is just bouncing and excited. Now, I do have him on the belt leash, but I pretty much just ignore him. He's not really making a ton of contact with me, so it's just, come on, let's go. But we worked on treadmill, we worked on leash walking, but the part that I filmed for you today is our self-regulation in the lobby. So this is distractions, people, how do I settle? Oh man, we struggled with this today. He kept bouncing off of it, and funny enough, he kept like throwing himself onto the place cot to where he was like throwing, his force was making the place cot move eventually underneath the chair. But this is where we're working on that duration. We're working on our thresholds. We're working on impulse control. We're also working basically an implied leave it. He gets released a couple times. He gets to go for treats, but you can see every time he gets on that place cut, man, he moves it a couple inches because he's so excited. So the first part, you're going to see me doing goofy things with him, and then you're going to see people coming in. So there's specific interaction that I want to talk about. So I'll wait till we get to that point, but just to kind of enjoy his goofiness. So right here, this woman has two labs that are like River, one named Frankie and Gus. Frankie looks identical to River. I mean, they literally could be clones. So she's heard stories about River, and I want to tell you stories about Frankie because we do train them together sometimes. So we talked about how labs are kind of identical no matter if they're 7 months old or if they're 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 years old. So we got to practice saying hello calmly to a new person that was really interested in him. But we also are working on place while she's talking and wiggling and talking about Frankie. So this is where you can see he's trying to get my attention. He does some hops. I just put him back on place, and he sits and does it. So working on the distractions. It's okay if we fail, but we go focused. So those are who two guys, Gus and Frankie. Frankie's the black one. I mean, truly, they look identical. We said we were interested in saying hi, but we were able to disengage and redirect and focus, which is phenomenal. He did so good with this. Even though he struggled in the beginning, he did really well for what my expectations were. So the rest of this is him just working with some people and some other dogs coming in, but great work with River today. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.